Hello, everybody. How you doing today? Tony Rizzano here for the Affiliate Party Podcast. Before we get into the meat of the podcast, I will give you a quick tip. Hopefully, this will help you out. A few months ago, April or so. No, it wasn't April. It was about February, March. I was noticing people would call my phone. Well, I don't have that many people call my phone, but I had a family member, a cousin of mine. He was one of my best friends on earth, And he would call. He would talk for a couple of hours, but the conversation wasn't really. I mean, it was okay, but I love the guy to death. Don't get me wrong, but the conversation was sort of distracting me away from what I need to do to get this affiliate marketing business, or the whole entrepreneur, business to where I wanted to go, to where it's maintaining, and to where I'm not working this truck driving job on the side too, So he would call, he would talk for 2 hours about himself. I don't know if you know people like that, but that doesn't take it from the fact I didn't love the guy. But he would call, talk for 2 hours about himself, about girls he was dating, blah blah blah. It was okay conversation, but it was a real distraction. I should have cut it down to like 30 minutes or so, So about March, I decided I got to cut these conversations down to 30 minutes, or just keep it texting or whatever. So that started to help, and I started picking up some steam, and I started being more productive. So point of it all is, even though you love your family, you love your friends and everything, if you have your eye on something, sometimes you have to cut back. I'm not saying cut everybody off and be like, hey, I'm working on this, but sometimes you have to cut down the conversation to a to a minimum, or you have to say, hey man, can you get to what you have to say, because you don't need to spend 2 hours talking mundane stuff when you could be writing, or you could be just shooting videos, or learning about something that pertains to your business. So that's just a little helpful tip I want to give from me to you. I've cut down a lot of time when it comes to time management. Cut down a lot of things just to focus on the business at hand, the business I have going on. And that's another thing I know we talked about the other day, outsourcing. That sometimes if it's something you're not good at and you just want to outsource it because you might be good at something else, that you want to just keep doing that. If you keep doing whatever you're great at, then everything else will work out, and then you'll have more revenue coming in, that you can pay more people to do the outsourcing things that you don't need to be, that you don't need to do. But sometimes you have to tell people. I mean, you don't have to tell them, of course, you say what you want to say to them, but you have to say, hey, I'm working on something great, and I need to be, I need less distractions in my life. So that's just a little helpful tip from me to you. I hope that helps. And now we will get to, of course, the meat of the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are going to talk about 1990s and daytime television. All right? All righty. Let's get into it. I don't know. Some of you might or not. Some of you, well, it don't matter. But in the 90s, daytime TV was really popular, They had all kinds of shows, from the Oprahs to the Montels to the Jerry Springers to the Ricky Lakes. Everybody. I think even Richard Simmons had a daytime TV show. Everybody and their brother had a daytime TV show, I mean, Vanessa from the Cosby Show, she eventually got a daytime talk show, So everybody had a TV show. Now, when everybody started off their TV show, everybody wanted to be just like who? Oprah. Of course, Oprah was the queen of daytime TV. She had the number one show. She had her show rolling. She had very serious topics on her show. She had it going on. Oprah was just ruling the kingdom. So the rest of them, they basically wanted to be Oprah. It was Oprah Light. It was very milquetoast. It was very, why is the KKK attacking us? Jerry Springer used to have them kind of shows, and then Geraldo would have serious shows, and then eventually Jerry Springer wanted to break out from the pack, So he switched up his format and he started doing a very the polar opposite of Oprah Winfrey. Okay, his TV show became basically the WCW of daytime TV. There was a lot of fights. There was a lot of kicks, a lot of punches, a lot of chairs being thrown, a lot of drama. Of course, he had the somebody would say, "Hey, I'm sleeping with my sister's I'm sleeping with my girlfriend's sister, or whatever," and they'd be like, "Well, you don't have to worry about that because your sister's been watching the whole time, and come on out." And that whole thing, But the point of this is, Jerry Springer took that format. He took his own format. He stopped being a copy of Oprah. He went down his own path, and for a few months, Jerry Springer had the #1 show on daytime TV. Jerry Springer was everywhere. Jerry Springer eventually he did a movie. I mean, I heard the movie was pretty bad, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he had a chance to do a movie. He probably did books. He probably cashed in on that few months of like when he was the #1 guy of daytime TV. And Jerry Springer, he carved out his own path, and he was on TV for like 20 years, I believe. I think he's still on TV. Well, now he's a judge. The last time I seen Jerry Springer, he was he has a judge show. So I mean, there you go. But the point is, when you start a business, you're doing a business. You come in, you see somebody. A lot of people have done this. No, I'm not gonna say we all done this, but a lot of people, you come in and you start affiliate marketing. I'm gonna apply this to affiliate marketing. You come in and you go to affiliate marketing, and you start looking people up, and you see certain people, and then you go, okay, I need to do that, and then eventually you'll learn that it won't work for you, because being a carbon copy of somebody is not gonna cut it. You have to be yourself when you want to. You have to be yourself when you want to start a business. The only time that even if you like even if you was a franchise, you have to do different things. My wife, she owns a franchise business, and she doesn't do the same thing that corporate wants her to do. She does tweaks and things she does tweaks and everything like that to make her business stand out amongst the other franchisees. So what I'm saying is, even if you have a YouTube channel, you have a podcast, you have a website that you want to write on, anything you do, yeah, you'll see people, and you'll say, hell, they talked about that. I'm going to talk about that, but you have to put your own twist on it. You have to put your own spin on it. Don't be Oprah light. That's the theme today. Don't be Oprah light. Carve out your own niche. Carve out your own audience, and don't worry, man. It's a billion people in the world, and you'll be able to carve out your own crowd and your own people, and the people will follow you. You just have to keep. Well, as I say, probably every damn day, I probably say this, but you have to keep going. You keep going, you tweak things, you figure things out, and you just keep going, and it will eventually work for you. But you have to be dedicated. It's not a fly by night. Unfortunately, Jerry Springer, he was doing his show for like, I think 4 or 5 years, before he started. Excuse me. Before he started doing the whole, before he started doing his whole switch. So he did 4 or 5 years of that Oprah Light TV, and it was getting low to moderate ratings, but it wasn't really connecting with the audience. You know what I mean? So then he did a few tweaks, or his tweaks. He hit them those major tweaks. He went out and got a new car, basically. But it works for him, and it can work for you. And when it comes to business, so I wanted that to be the topic for today. Daytime TV and switching it up. So you come in. You start working on it, because the affiliate marketing, you're going to be an affiliate for anything and everything. Don't get me wrong, but the way you write, the way you talk is gonna be different than the way I write and the way I talk. So, we might be affiliates for the same product, but we're not gonna present it the same way. That's basically what I'm saying. It's just like this podcast. If you do a podcast, of course you're not gonna do the podcast the same way I am. You're not gonna, you're not gonna come out and say, "Hey, the Philly Party Podcast." I mean, you're not gonna do that if that's not what you want to do. You know what I mean? So that's that. Tweaks. Always be tweaking. Well, always be tweaking your business. Don't be tweaking. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's it for today. That's it for the podcast. Tomorrow we will be back. I think I found a routine. These podcasts early in the morning. What do you think? So I can get them out and then you can listen to them. These are short, so you can quick digesting, and then you can go on and create your $1 million business. And just thank me later, and thank me later and get my podcast recommendation when you make $1 million. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, oh yeah. Before we go, I'm good at that. Before we go, I will discuss creating content with you for a couple minutes. Now, you create content. Some of us like to get up early in the morning. I find myself to be sort of an early bird. So I need to wake up an hour or 2 hours early before I start driving and everything, before I start work. Or even if I'm at home, my wife, I love her, but she likes to sleep in. So I wake up early and I do these podcasts and I write and things like that. So I read a book and it said basically, I might have said this last week, but it helps to say, it helps. Repetition, sometimes helps all of us. But anyway, it said, if you're an introvert, you might want to do your writing, or you might want to do your content creation before you wake up, before you meet anybody, And I got this from a book by Ben Settle. It's like content creation, I forget the name of the book. I read it in one day, but anyway. And he was talking about how Stan Lee would have all these meetings, and Stan Lee would eat lunch, and then he would come home, and then he would just knock out a lot of content, because Stan Lee was an extrovert, and Stan Lee got more energy from being around different people, and then he got home and got to writing, But some of us, if you're a little more introverted, writing before you have to have meetings or before you have to start work and talking to people might be better for you, because I know sometimes after a long day of driving, a long day of talking to, calling up different people, stuff like that, the only thing I want to do is just sit down, read a book, maybe watch a little TV with my wife, and that's it. But if I get up early in the morning, I got up yesterday and I did an outline, and then I knocked out a podcast. I can knock out a lot of things if I just wake up early in the morning and get to going. So that's a little bit about content creation. We're always going to come back to content creation, because why? If you're not creating content, then you really don't have a leg to stand on it when this affiliate marketing, unless you are one of those internet gurus and you just start stealing content from everybody, which I don't recommend you do. Of course, if you listen to this podcast, you're probably not stealing content from anybody, because I damn sure don't do it. I don't want you to do it. You're better than that. No, but anyway, I hope that that little quick 2-minute segment helps about the content creation. But just create content. Like I said before, with the content, just make sure you can always just sit down one day. Sorry to keep going on, but I'm very passionate about, because I want people to succeed, in this whatever you want to do. I want you to succeed, but you can't succeed if you're not putting out the effort. That's tip number one. You have to keep striving. I mean, even though it's gonna get kind of frustrating sometimes, because you shoot a YouTube video and you put a lot of effort into it, and like 5 people view it at first. don't get discouraged. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Keep shooting them videos, my man. Keep shooting those videos. Keep shooting them. Keep shooting them. It'll work out. But anyway, this is oh yeah, I was on content creation. But yeah, just keep creating the content. Just keep it going, and eventually you'll get creative with the content, and oh yeah, apply it to your life. Whatever you have going on. That was the point I was trying to make. Apply it to your life. Take get you a little notebook. Things you see every day, things you run into on a regular basis, things that you have happened to you in the past, write them down, Just write down like 20, 30 things. And after a while, once you start writing these things down, it won't take long to, once a week, you want to get into the habit of, doing it on a weekly basis, Just write things down every day. Like I said before, movies, music, just things, interaction you might have had with people. You might have bumped into somebody and just, talk about it. Last week I got this idea for talking about daytime TV. Why? Because I was flipping through the channel and I saw a like the Ellen Show or something like that, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember daytime TV. And so boom, today we're talking about what? Daytime TV and marketing. Well, now we're on a whole nother subject, but you know what I mean. So that's that. But always be writing down your ideas. Always be writing down your ideas. Always be writing down your ideas. Sometimes you have to repeat yourself in order to get the point, And a lot of times when I repeat myself, if I say the same thing, it helps me out. It helps you out because sometimes you have to do it over and over and over. We have to have discipline, everybody, to get the job done, But anyway, that's it for today. I gotta get to it. I don't know where I'm going, but I gotta get down the highway. So we would definitely be coming to you live from an unknown city tomorrow. All right. But as always, hope you enjoyed the podcast. Keep subscribing. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And anyway, we will talk to you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And as always, for the Affiliate Party Podcast, my name is Tony Rizzano. And as always, everybody, peace.